Good afternoon, welcome, I'm Summer. Thanks for stopping by. Today I wanted to go over this Suzanne Morphew case. So I know this has been going on, it's an ongoing thing since May 10th of 2020, but just in case there's people out there who do not know the case and they want to learn, please stay tuned and learn with me. I have a lot of videos that I actually looked up. There was body cams that I looked up and I really wanted to share them with you. So if you are interested, let's begin. So Suzanne Morphew, she's a missing mother, originally from Indiana, reported missing from Colorado. May 10th, 2020 of Mother's Day. To start, Suzanne Morphew was a beautiful lady. She was kind, gentle. Everybody close to her said that she was such a sweet person. Early morning, May 10th, 2020, Mother's Day, Barry Morphew, Susan's husband, left his home going to a job site 150 miles away. The daughters were away on a camping trip in Utah. They tried to give Suzanne, their mother, a text saying Happy Mother's Day. When they did not get a response, they tried to get a hold of Barry Morphew, their father, Suzanne's husband. He then tried to get a hold of the neighbors to check and see if her bike was still in the garage or to see if there was any sign of Suzanne. The neighbor's name was actually Jean, and Jean went over to the house trying to find, sorry, my cat's here, trying to see if Suzanne was at the house at all. There was no sign of Suzanne. So Barry says, call the police. Instead of Barry calling the police, he had Jean call the police, which is the neighbor. Kind of weird, but I guess he was too busy. So Suzanne, she's missing, not at home. Her bike's not at home either. Barry, instead of coming straight home, he drops off some tools and shovels at a hotel for some co-workers that he booked rooms for himself. And the first video that I seen, it's the reward video from Barry Morphew.
Suzanne, if anyone is out there that can hear this, that has you, please, we'll do whatever it takes to bring you back. We love you, we miss you, your girls need you. No questions asked, however much they want.
And it's a reward for $210,000. It's a lot of money. A relative of Suzanne Morphew said they had little to go on, and I'm guessing that is the investigators, the FBI. They didn't really say anything. They didn't really tell them what was going on. It's probably because they wanted to make sure nothing got out so that they could figure out who, what, when, where, you know, how everything went. So the nephew of Suzanne Morphew, he was actually on the Nancy Grace show. He went on there, he started a GoFundMe, he pleaded, and then he just went silent. And nobody knows why he went silent. They just know that he was not on media anymore, he would not talk about it, just gone. I'm thinking that maybe somebody scared him, or maybe somebody just said, you need to stop talking about this. We need it to stay on hush-hush terms right now. We don't know. I didn't find anything to say. I think the family has tight control, whether it's Barry, who knows. Maybe he's a control freak. Police and FBI searched multiple locations on the lakefront property in Colorado, digging up a concrete slab where Barry Morphew laid mud slabs. And he laid these mud slabs before Suzanne Morphew went missing, or was reported missing, at least, allegedly. And this was a 3-day search for the FBI and the investigators after 2 weeks of Suzanne being missing. They found no remains in this cement slab. There's actually a YouTuber named Tyson. I don't know if he does any more videos now, but I know he did do videos, and he did do a video on Suzanne Morphew. He did a video of going to the property and actually seeing that the places where the bike was actually at one point. He talked to Barry Morphew. Barry Morphew showed up a couple times, and the second time that he showed up, Tyson actually went and he talked to him, and Barry did talk to him. He was cooperative, and during the video, Barry Morphew talks about areas where the cats could have dragged her away, or that there was an abduction. And
a 200-mile radius. What? Really? All of the mountains have been covered so far, but obviously we're gonna miss things. Right. And let me show you what happened. And I do have a reward. There is a reward, $210,000 reward. The bike is found at the bottom of the hill by that tree where the peak is.
And that it's why there's no remains from Susan. Did threaten Tyson. I did not see the video for this, but it came from Tyson saying that if Barry finds out, that he's going to come after him if he is part of the news media.
Okay, well, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I just had a long conversation with Barry Morphew. He told me the whole story, and I met his mom, and I hope this camera picked it up, but I got his whole story. He told me that the bike was discovered right over here. He walked me up this hill, and he made a little threat there at the end. I don't know if the camera picked it up or not, but he said, if I'm with the news media, he's going to come after me. Wow. Stay tuned, everybody. This has gotten really creepy.
That goes along with, I think, Barry Morphew suing people for putting this story out. But that's not going to be part of this video. I want to have that part of another video that I do. This is part 1. I want to have part 2, and I might have part 3. It just depends on what I find. So there is Tyson's video, and I think that Barry was maybe a little intimidated by Tyson being on the area, being on the property, questioning him. And Tyson, the YouTuber, he actually states that he thought it was really weird that Barry didn't ask who he was, didn't ask, what he was up to. He just kind of assumed, that he was just a regular person looking around. I don't know. He said that he seemed nervous, and his skin was red, that he was sweating a lot, that he kind of seemed dark in a way. It was a little different from the reward video. So the body cam of that bike, of them finding the bike, I'm really thankful that cops go out there and they do search, they look, and they're trying to find Suzanne. But I really wish that that cop would have used gloves. And
I got you just turned on to 325.
225.
Copy 225.
Suzanne! Suzanne?
Maybe see if you can get that up to the road and then check the serial number or call the husband and see what kind of bike she has. Somebody to chip you, buddy.
Give me 11.
Can you try to call the husband and see what type of bike she has? Right now I'm staring at a Santa Cruz blue in color.
Well, dude, I started it.
And not put his fingerprints all over. It's just, there could have been way more DNA and it could have been altered because of that. So where Barry comes home, he's saying that that was the first time that he had been back in the home since, you know, he got back from his business trip. He is he's still blaming the lions. This story coming from Barry. He's even saying that there's tracks. I mean, this didn't come from investigators. This didn't come from the FBI. This straight came from Barry himself, and there was no proof from it. So we have the body cam going inside. So the first time cops are going inside of the house, they are collecting clothing from Suzanne, her wardrobe, and just trying to find a scent for the dogs to follow, because they aren't finding any remains from her so far. They're just finding the bike itself. And I read somewhere that Suzanne actually inherited money from her grandmother and her mother, and this was before she went missing on May 10th. So any inheritance that she actually got, that is most likely with Barry now. And maybe that was one of the reasons why she has went missing. Maybe that's one of the reasons why this whole thing happened. So I'm going to wrap this up. This is part 1, and I should be having part 2 come out next week. More things that I'm going to be going through. I really hope that you stuck around. So far we know Suzanne is missing and her bike was found. Barry is trying to blame this on lions or an abduction, and investigators are looking onto the property and in the house. Search warrants are hard to get, and they do have one. So I'm glad that you're still here. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed the body cams that I found, and I hope you're back next week and continue this part 1, part 2, maybe part 3, maybe part 4. All right, you guys stay safe. Please don't talk to strangers.